Hey there, I'm really glad you're here again. Let's talk about something personal, but more common than you think. Do you masturbate often? And believe it's totally harmless. Even after 50? A lot of men feel that pleasure has changed. It's slower, less intense, and blame it on age. But what if your body was actually trying to warn you? And you just haven't heard it yet? The truth is, masturbation later in life can be healthy or a red flag. It all depends on how, why, and how often it happens. In this video, we're going to talk openly about the risks, the warning signs, and what you can do to take better care of your sexual health. Stick with me until the end, because understanding this might completely shift how you relate to your body. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on notifications. It helps us keep bringing you content that matters. Have you noticed that pleasure doesn't feel quite the same anymore? Maybe climax takes longer, or it's not as intense as it once was. It's easy to blame that on age, but sometimes these changes are actually early signs of shifting hormones, slower blood flow, or even silent issues in the prostate. If you ignore these signals, thinking it's just part of aging, your body may quietly adapt in ways that reduce your sexual vitality even more. One of the biggest traps is accepting discomfort as the new normal. When you start to feel less, respond slower, or lose sensitivity, and do nothing, your body adjusts downward. But this isn't healthy adaptation. It's resignation, a slow fading that many don't notice until it feels too late. Think about how you feel after masturbation. Do you end up more drained than relaxed? Do you notice tension, soreness, or even an emotional emptiness? These signs might seem subtle, but they matter. They can be your body's early warning system, asking you to pay attention before deeper issues set in. One practical shift is to change how you engage with your body. Instead of rushing through the act, slow down. Notice how you're feeling before, during, and after. Maybe it's time to space out your sessions or approach them differently, with intention instead of habit. And if something consistently feels wrong, don't ignore it. Talking to a professional is an act of self-respect. Pleasure doesn't disappear with age, but it does ask for attention. Every choice you make around your sexuality now impacts your health later. Listening to your body isn't weakness. It's wisdom. It's the first step towards staying connected to your energy, your pleasure, and yourself. As time passes, testosterone naturally declines. This affects more than just your desire. It touches erection strength, sensitivity, and even how powerful your release feels. But many men keep stimulating themselves like they did decades ago, expecting the same results. That mismatch leads to frustration and often a sense of failure. When your body doesn't respond the way you want, it's easy to think something's broken. You try harder. You push for more intensity. But instead of pleasure, you feel pressure, and that pressure can backfire. What once gave relief now brings tension and self-doubt. This constant pushing can create physical consequences too. The muscles around your pelvis tighten. You may feel soreness in the groin or a subtle ache that lingers after orgasm. These aren't dramatic symptoms, but over time, they wear you down. And ignoring them just deepens the cycle. There's a better way forward. Slow down. Give yourself permission to experience pleasure without a goal. Try a different rhythm. Explore different sensations. Even something as simple as changing your breathing can change how your body reacts. You're not trying to force pleasure. You're letting it rise naturally. Pleasure at this stage of life isn't gone. It's evolving. It becomes less about speed or intensity and more about presence and connection. You're not losing desire. You're being asked to relate to it differently, with more care and curiosity. Most men don't pay close attention to small changes in their semen, but they can be early clues. Maybe the color looks slightly different. Maybe the texture feels thinner or thicker than usual. These subtle shifts aren't random. They can signal early inflammation, often linked to the prostate or urinary system. The problem is when masturbation becomes mechanical, we stop noticing these details. Conditions like prostatitis often begin in silence, no sharp pain, just minor shifts that only you can catch. But if you're rushing through the moment or disconnected from your body, you miss those signals. Your body rarely yells when something's wrong. It starts with quiet changes. A little less volume, a small ache, a strange pressure. Dismissing these as nothing is how real issues go unnoticed and untreated for too long. The solution isn't fear, it's awareness. After any release, take a moment to feel what's going on. Was something different this time? Does your body feel calm or agitated? These small reflections can help you catch a deeper problem before it grows. This isn't about overthinking. It's about presence. Your sexual health is part of your full health, and your body, even in aging, deserves your attention. Noticing what's happening is the first act of self-care. Many people see masturbation in older age as a sign of vitality, and sometimes it is. But it can also become a quiet escape from loneliness, stress, anxiety, or sleepless nights. When it's used to numb instead of nourish, the body absorbs that weight, often in silence. Have you ever done it just to fall asleep? Or to fill some kind of emotional gap? It might help in the moment, but afterward, you're left more tense than before. Maybe your heart races. Maybe your muscles feel heavy. Maybe there's a hint of sadness. That's not failure. That's your body asking for something deeper. The issue isn't the act itself, it's when the act loses meaning, when it stops being a choice and becomes a reflex. What once brought comfort turns into a cycle that leaves you feeling more alone. That disconnect can be more draining than the act itself. But you're not stuck. Small shifts can help. Going for a walk, calling someone, stretching, or even journaling before bed. These simple actions don't replace pleasure, they ground it. They help you feel full enough inside so that when you do choose pleasure, it comes from presence, not escape. Sometimes, what fades isn't your libido, it's your sense of connection. And when you restore that connection with your own body, the habit transforms. It stops being a way to numb and starts being a way to feel. Taking care of your sexuality after 50 is part of taking care of your whole health. Your body may not react exactly like it once did, but that doesn't mean pleasure is over. In fact, this phase can bring something deeper, a slower, richer, more grounded kind of intimacy. Touching yourself isn't just physical anymore, it becomes emotional too. Supporting that connection starts with small habits. Gentle stretching boosts circulation. Anti-inflammatory foods help regulate hormones. Better sleep renews your energy and keeps desire alive. These changes might seem minor, but they often bring sexual vitality back in ways that surprise you. What you eat matters. Less sugar, more whole foods, healthy fats, and colorful vegetables all help reduce inflammation and keep testosterone stable. When your body feels better, desire returns naturally without forcing anything. You're creating the conditions for pleasure, not chasing it. Rest matters too. Masturbating while mentally exhausted or physically drained often leaves you feeling worse, not better. But real rest, deep, consistent sleep, restores your system. It balances your mood, resets your hormones, and helps you show up more fully in every experience, including pleasure. Aging isn't the end of your sexual story. It's a new chapter, one that asks for patience, attention, and honesty. Your body may have changed, but with care, it can still bring deep, meaningful pleasure. You haven't lost your spark. You're learning to tend to it differently, with wisdom. Masturbation after 50 isn't the problem. The real issue is doing it on autopilot, without listening to what your body is trying to say. Changes in pleasure, sensitivity, or semen aren't signs of failure, they're messages. Ignoring them only deepens the disconnect. But recognizing them opens the door to healing, growth, and a more conscious relationship with yourself. This isn't about stopping. It's about choosing how you care for yourself, physically, emotionally, sexually. Small steps can bring powerful changes, more energy, more clarity, more connection. If this video made you reflect on your own story, leave us a comment, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Because your health starts with the way you treat your own body, even in silence.